Rising. Welcome here to Soul Passages Astrology. I'm George Dempsey, your astrologer, and I'm thrilled that you stopped by for your April forecast. This is a pretty big month, and I want you to make really wise decisions when it comes down to partnerships and family this month. And it all kind of starts off, though, with Venus going into Aries. She's going to be blazing a path through either your 6th or 7th house by April 5th, depending upon your date of birth. In the 6th house, she can herald in positive relationships with coworkers and supervisors. Peachy assignments could land on your desk, along with a few other nice perks. With Venus in the house of service, you might also find yourself being very giving towards humanitarian causes. And health-wise, you could also be feeling very vibrant. Now, if Venus happens to be sashaying through your 7th house of long-term partnerships, it is possible that someone may have captured your heart, or at the very least, your eye. With this fiery Venus, there can be a tendency to leap before you look and to jump into romances quickly. Now, this may be your style, and normally I'd say why fight it, but April has a lot of backwards moving parts, which may require a little bit more caution. Life is about to get pretty darn exciting by the 7th of the month, when a powerful new moon will saddle up to revolutionary Uranus. This will further intensify the 6th or 7th house matters that are unfolding. If it is your 6th house that is impacted, you could suddenly decide to start a new health regime. This could come in possibly due to an illness that raises your awareness level for needing to take care of yourself, or simply because you feel inspired. Likely, you will begin a regime that's unique from anything you've done in the past. You could become a raw foodie, for example, or try hot yoga, or start a boot camp fitness program. Sudden changes to your work environment are also possible. You might need to learn some new technology, for example, or people who have been around for a while could suddenly start leaving, and that allows space for new people and new ideas to fill in their wake. You can also harness this new moon to find a unique way to be of service to the world. If that service captures your higher-minded self in the process, you would be right on the mark. A new relationship with someone quite different could perk up your 7th house if that action is taking place there. Now, Uranus in the 7th house in Aries gives you courage to break old relationship patterns. It will also cajole you to seek out partners that are different than those you have dated in the past. Consider this new person kind of a walk on the wild side, and though it may not last, you could learn something very valuable from the relationship. Long-term partnerships that have not been working could also fall apart under this configuration. Add into the mix of all this excitement the fact that this rip-roaring new moon will reignite the Pluto-Uranus square. As if life were not exciting enough and fun enough already. So, if you've been in therapy, that would be the 6th house of health or 7th house of close partnerships, you could be quite busy restructuring your psyche. Pluto in the 4th house has much to do with our ancestral roots and how we are raised. Consequently, it is also linked to our psychological underpinnings. This could impact your belief system about yourself or your family of origin. You could also be experiencing numerous changes on the home front. This could include anything from alterations in your family structure to the gutting of your dwelling so you can remodel. Parental issues are likely to be dredged up as you look backwards in time. Whatever goes down under this new moon influence, you will feel very strong urges to break and release the worn-out structures of your life so that you can grow. Whatever Aries does, it does with fire, vavoom, verve, and the spark of initiation. My only caveat to that is with so many planets going retrograde this month, it might actually pay to look before you leap. That's not to say that changes may not absolutely be needed, but this is the kind of moon where you could act in haste and possibly repent in leisure. Just saying. For some of you, that will mean breaking away from parental influences. Others may suddenly end relationships that have served their purpose. Some will be busy rebuilding themselves from the ground floor up based on the new understanding of yourself that you've gained through therapy or other important people in your life. Mars, the god of war and passion, will start this retrograde party by moving backwards on April 17th. For many of you, he will be slinging arrows of truth right into your communications sector, house 3. The Sagittarius always wants to bring out the truth of things. He sometimes has the tendency to kind of open his mouth and insert his foot. And with Saturn there as well, you are already learning some hard lessons regarding your communication patterns. In the house of communications, you could thus find yourself regretting some words that you've spoken in haste or anger to one of your relatives or during a business negotiation. You might also feel your mind slowing down a bit as it tries to process all of the incoming data you have to attend to. Since this martial energy is sitting near Saturn, I get the sense that you might feel blocked or frustrated in communicating your thoughts or possibly in learning new material. Patience is in order, for Saturn is retrograde too. So the slowdown you're feeling is actually happening to everybody. Now, if this action is taking place in your second house instead of your third, you're probably feeling blocked in manifesting the things you desire the most. The second house has all to do with the important things in your life. The second house, for some, will be about self-worth, self-love, your talents and skills, and your most prized possessions. For some people, money is the end-all and be-all of life. Others will appreciate honing creative talents or connecting spiritually. A lot of what you value has to do with the sign that lingers on your second house cusp. Again, patience is in order. If you're being true to what matters to you the most, you will manifest things in time, but possibly not in April. On the 18th, Pluto will go retrograde and start drudging backwards in your fourth or possibly your third house. Old family issues and complexes will resurface. Psychological patterns that are outworn, along with some old behaviors, could pop up once again. Negative thought patterns from deep within your subconscious could be unburied. Pluto likes to dredge up and unbury things. So just remember that those things that do emerge are there for you to shine a light on so that you can heal them. The same is true if Pluto is rampaging through your third house. You may need to work at actively dispelling dark thoughts. This is a perfect placement for change your thinking, change your life. Contacts you have with others become very significant as you regenerate your life and your inner belief system. By the 19th, you will start taking practical steps to get your life in order, for the sun will enter Taurus. This energy lends itself to slow, steady thinking as you build towards something worthwhile. Take a deep breath and regather your inner forces and peace of mind. The Taurian sun is there to provide persistence and building energy. Now, a full Scorpio moon will be lighting up either your second or first house. And this is going to shed a light onto these matters. Expect emotions to rise high as the tide beneath this silvery moon, for something is about to be revealed or come to a point of culmination in your life. Juno, a female goddess, will be sitting side by side with this moon. And she has a lot to do with sexuality, with marriage, and upholding the social contracts of our lives. She is known for being steadfast because she is the daughter of Saturn, the setter and enforcer of rules in our lives. During the full moon, she, like everyone else in your chart, is running retrograde. Imagine that. So though she has great steadfastness in her heart, she is also causing many people to review their social contracts. What exactly do you owe the others in your life? Some of you will hold fast to these contracts, and others may decide that some terms need to be altered based upon what you learn or intuitively feel. In the second house, she will reveal something regarding your value system and those things that are quite important to you. This could be your home, family, mother, or any other precious item. If Juno and the moon are swimming through scorpionic waters in your first house, you might be questioning what you owe yourself versus to your partner. Your emotional sensors will be highly tuned, maybe even psychic. You have a strong desire to have your own emotional needs met, but you also have loads of empathy and compassion for others. Now, Mercury, that trickster planet who rules over communications and our thought patterns, goes retrograde on the 28th. He will have you thinking over the big life changes you've undergone recently as he plods backwards through your 8th house. If he happens to be tangoing through the 7th, you could be revisiting your recent relationship decisions. On the 29th, Venus will leave fiery Aries and enter into the sensual sign of Venus in either your 7th or 8th house. So enjoy the finer things of life with someone close to you. This is a perfect sign for, going out to a lovely cafe and having a delicious lunch with someone you love, or going together to get a couples massage, for example, and just drift off peacefully into nirvana. April is a month of proceeding with caution also. There will be a huge desire to make sudden, radical changes, but as the month comes to an end, there will also be a lot of energy spent in looking backwards in time, wondering if you made the right moves. Only you know what's right for you, Libra Rising. Apply wisdom in what structures need to stay and which ones need to go, for it is your partnerships and home front that are most likely under fire. All right, that being said, I just want to sound out a huge thank you to the world for responding and requesting readings. I have absolutely loved this path. I am seeing so many people go down positive life path directions, and if I can help to birth that in any way, that is really amazing. I'm just seeing the potential good of this, so it's really, really great. Now, as part of building good karma with you guys and my business, I'm going to continue to extend my special till June 1, a 1-hour reading for $50. That's a pretty rockin' deal. I spend about 10 hours putting together your chart, so spread the word. Appreciate that. Contact information is at the front of the video. And I will tell you, if I'm a little slow in responding around the 3rd week of March into the first couple weeks of April, it's because I'm moving. I am in the Sag 2.0 restructuring process, and I'm going to move to a place that's more spiritual for me. I'm going to simplify, and the idea is to bring forth the north node of my moon, and the move is a part of that, so I'm pretty excited about that. In the meantime, if you are waiting a little bit, you might check my YouTube channel. I created a nice video on Ceres, a very powerful feminine asteroid in our chart, and what she means in our chart. And then I also put up one on Ceres and Pluto, and some of the life or death struggles that can encounter when they clash in the chart. All right, that all being said, I wish you the absolute best this April. Peace, blessings, and namaste.